once Chereace is done, we'll also have kind of a Q&A. So as she's speaking, if you have questions, save them, and then we'll ask them at the end. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Well, I'm really excited to be here to just share with you guys a little bit about my story. But I first have to give it back to Patrice for just thinking of me and inviting me out here. She said a lot of nice things about me, but I have a lot of respect for what she's done, what she's been able to accomplish. And Patrice actually did my first bio, right?
I did.
And she did a fabulous job on it. So we've worked together on that level, but I'm excited to be collaborating with her on this and just be a part of her movement, right? Because it's all about really women really coming together, right? And a lot of times we're off doing our thing and we don't really, you know, come together and really support each other. So what she's been able to create with this and some other things that she's been able to do is really an inspiration for me, and it should be for all of you, right? So I'm excited to be here, and for those of you who do not know me, again, I'm Chereace Richards, and like Patrice said, I'm a wife, I'm a mother, I am an entrepreneur, I am a philanthropist, I run a nonprofit with my husband, I run 2 successful businesses, and I'm just blessed, right? But how did I end up here, right? And I think that's important for me to share with you guys, because a lot of times we look at success at the end and we don't know how a person like got to that point. And it's a long journey. And a lot of times people don't want to go through the journey. So I want to share with you guys what I've had to go through to end up where I am, to just share with you and just really encourage you guys that if I can do this, you guys can too. I mean, no matter where you are, like if you're already in business, I salute you, because when I started my business 7 years ago, I didn't know what I wanted to do. I was like a government worker, stressed out, you know, unfulfilled, wanting to do something else and trying to figure out, you know, who I was and what it is I wanted to do. But I was stuck. So if you're that person that's stuck in corporate America, I want to say that I can relate to you. And just like I found my way out, you guys can too. So what allowed me to take that leap of faith, is what I call it, was when I was laid off in 2002. And so I believe that, you know, everything happens for a reason, and it serves us. And it's all about us looking at what's happening in our life and either embracing it or trying to run from it. And it's when we try to run from it, is when we don't really learn the lesson that we need to get to that next level in life. And so when I got laid off in 2002, it was a big blow. You know, I was wondering why this happened to me. Here I was with a master's degree. This is not supposed to happen to me. I don't know if you guys have ever felt like something that happens in your life, it's supposed to happen to everybody else but not you, right? So that was me back in 2002, but it created a shift in my mind, because I said, you know what, I need to do something for myself. I need to start a business. So I didn't know about non-traditional businesses. I only knew about traditional business, franchising, businesses that cost a lot of money and require a lot of time. Who has that? I didn't have that back in 2002, right? So that option was off the table for me. So what I did was, the only thing I knew how to do back then, I said a prayer. I said, Lord, if you can give me a good government job, I won't ask you for anything else. Anybody ever had that type of prayer before? Lord, you just give me this. So my thing was my government job. And I got the job. I was a GS-14. I was making great money, but I still wanted to start my own business. And in 2006, I was exposed to the industry of network marketing. Now, I was the person that was totally anti-network marketing. I didn't believe in the industry. I hated anybody that was in network marketing. It was not for me. But I'm glad that I didn't buy into that, because once I got into the industry, what I learned is that this industry of network marketing, that so many people turn their nose up against, they, you know, turn it down, they say, no, this is not for me, ended up being that vehicle that got me from where I was, that unfulfilled, stressed out government worker, to where I am today, living a life of joy and fulfillment and full of passion and purpose. And I believe that that's what we're all looking for, right? We just need that vehicle that can get us to that place. And so for me, network marketing was it. And I tell everyone, you know, if I would have bought into all the negative opinions I heard about network marketing, I wouldn't wouldn't have been right where I'm at today. And a lot of times, you know, we're always listening to other people and we buy into their opinions. So I challenge you, think about the people that you're listening to, because when you buy into their opinions, you really buy into their lifestyle. I mean, I think back to some of the people that told me it wouldn't work, you're crazy. Like, if I would have listened to those individuals, I would have still been where they are instead of where I am. And so here I was, right, in this new world as an entrepreneur, ready to take life by storm. But how do I become this entrepreneur? Because I was stuck in this corporate America mindset. Do you guys relate to that? Like, you're in this new world, but you're stuck in this other way of being, right? That was me back in 2006, so I had to start this journey, right? And so that's what I talk about in my book, Faith.Focus.Action, the journey to becoming who you are, because what I realized is that if you're going to get to this new level, if you're going to do some things that you've never done before, you got to become this person that you've never been before. Like, your best thinking has gotten you to where you are. And I remember hearing this saying that says, wherever you go, there you are. And so a lot of times people try to jump around, right? But you got to do the work where you are in order to grow to that next level. So that's what I realized for me. In order for me to have that success, I was going to have to really redefine myself. And that's really a scary place to be, isn't it? Nobody wants to redefine themselves because they figure, you know, I already got it going on. But what I've learned is that there's always another level. And so when I took this journey that I call Faith.Focus.Action, it really allowed me to discover who I was. So how did I do it? The first part was faith. Right? We all have to have this faith and believe that what that seed that God planted in us is going to take us somewhere. And so we can believe that and have faith that we're going somewhere, and that those dreams and hopes and desires that we have are going to lead to this beautiful thing that we want. Or we can buy into the fear. It's a choice that you make. And when people tell me, you know, I don't know, I'm like, you can have faith over here or you can have fear over here, but you got to choose the path, right? And so for me, I decided to take that leap of faith. Now, how did I do it? I remember I started my business in 2006, right? In 2008, I was at a crossroads in my life. And I was in this new role as an entrepreneur. I was seeing successful people, and I was like wondering, can I do it? Like, you ever see someone that's at the top of their game, they're super successful, you're like, I know I can do this. And so that was me. I started to see all these images of success. And I said, if they can do it, that means it can be done. And if it can be done by them, it can be done by me. And so I got to a crossroads in my life, and I said it was a decision I had to make as to whether or not I would stay on my job, take this leap of faith, and go into this role of a full-time entrepreneur. Now, ask me if I was afraid. I said, ask me if I was afraid. I was very afraid. And I did what I only knew how to do, and I was to pray. I said, Lord, I need you to help me make this decision. But this time it was a little bit different. I said, I need you to make this so clear, crystal clear, knock me upside my hair, scream, so I'll know that what I need to do. So that was a Saturday. Sunday I went to church, and the message was this: which way do we go from here? Do y'all think that was the answer to my prayers? Okay. So when I heard that title, I was like, okay, God, I'm listening, right? And the pastor gave 3 components that I still live by to this day. He said, in life, you have 3 choices. You can stay where you are, you can go backwards, or you can go forward, but your destiny is always in front of you. And when he said that, I had my answer. So that Monday morning, I marched into my boss's office, and I said, today is the start of my last day. And he's like, are you rich? I was like, no, not yet, but I'm on my way. And I felt such ease and calm. I wasn't anxious. All the doubt and fear that I had went out the window. I said, I'm taking this leap of faith. I don't know where it's going to take me, I don't know where it's going to lead me, but I know who has me. So that was a major leap of faith for me. So now that I had taken a leap of faith, now I had to get laser focused. And I believe that's the problem with a lot of entrepreneurs, is that they're not focused. They're all over the place, right? You want to do this, you want to do that, but you don't stay the course. You got to stay the course. So once I got laser focused, I started to have success. And so what I learned about being focused took me back to 1999 when I decided to run a marathon. You guys know what a marathon is? I always ask this question, right? What is a marathon? 26.2 miles. See, I always ask, people say 26. No, it's not 26 miles, it's 26.2. Give me my .2. Because that .2 is the hardest mile. So here's the thing. Back in 1999, I decided I wanted to run a marathon. My husband was running. Now, what motivated me to run a marathon? I seen a sign on the metro station that said, lose weight. Anything that says lose weight, it has my attention. I was like, show me how. And so, keep this in mind, guys. I had never run a day in my life. I was not athletic. My husband was a runner. I was not. I remember when I graduated from college, my dad wanted me to go into the Air Force. And I said, oh, I should do it. But then I saw the requirement was boot camp. That meant physical activity. I was not that person. So I did not go into the military. So here I was running a marathon, right? Here's what I learned about focus. You guys ready for this? I had never run a day in my life. The first day we started, we had to run 3 miles. That was a big chore for me. But I learned 3 additional valuable lessons that I applied to my business 14 years later. Number 1, you gotta start where you are. Because see, if I had looked at the fact that I had never exercised, never worked out, hadn't considered running before, I would have never signed up, let alone run a full 26.2 miles. And that's what you guys have to think about as entrepreneurs. You got to start where you are. Number 2, you got to show up. You got to show up in your life every day as an entrepreneur. Like, you got to show up and be responsible for the successes and the failures that you get. I had to show up every week to run first 3 miles, and then 4, and then 10, 11, 12. Just imagine me that had never run 3 miles, now I'm running double-digit miles. I had to show up. And then the last principle I had to learn was that I had to push myself. And that's what you guys have to do as entrepreneurs or aspiring entrepreneurs. You got to push yourself every day, because nobody is going to do it. Nobody's going to call you on the phone and say you need to do this. Nobody's going to say, did you make that next phone call? Nobody's going to say you need to study so that you can grow to that next level. Nobody's going to do it. So you got to do it yourself. Does that make sense? And when I did that, not only did I run 1 marathon, but I ran 3 marathons. Now, how did I do that? It's the last principle, which is called action. I had to get into action. That's what you guys have to do. You got to get into action. Now, most people can start, but how do you stay in action? How do you be that person that show up at the gym January 1st and then stay at the gym December 31st? How do you stay how do you stay in action with your business when things are falling apart all around you? Can you guys relate to that? I know I can. How do you stay in action? And it's what I had to do when I ran that marathon. I had to get leverage. It's what I did when I walked away from my job back in 2008. I got leverage. What is leverage? It's that motivation. It's why you're doing what you're doing. And guess what? That motivation comes from within. See, a lot of times people are looking at motivation all around them. And when you're looking all around you, you miss the source of your inspiration and your motivation, and that's you. And so that's what I had to get clear on, why I was doing what I was doing. And my motivation became, I didn't want to go back to that government job. I did not. Because once I got a taste of entrepreneurship on a full-time basis, I could not imagine going back into that job. You ever like step away from something, you're like, I can't imagine going back. It's like an old boyfriend, right? That you can't stand. Let me tell you, it's that motivation to stay in action, like keep on moving. It's the same thing. It's the same thing in your business, right? So you got to find that motivation from within. You got to find that purpose from within. And that's what I help women do, like find that internal motivation so that they can become all that God has called them to be, so that they can achieve the dreams that they have. It's so heartbreaking when I meet women that have so many dreams and aspirations they want so much, and I can see it in them, and they have great ideas, but they just can't fulfill on those dreams. Why is that? And so there's 3 questions. If you guys don't hear anything else that I say or anything that I've said, ask yourself 3 questions tonight and use this to stay in motivation, to stay in action going into 2014. Number 1 is, you guys see I like to operate in 3s. Number 1 is this: what do you want? And number 2 is, why do you want it? And number 3 is, what's stopping you from getting it? So answer those 3 questions and really spend some time thinking about it, and make a vow to yourself that in 2014, no matter what it takes, I'm going to find that internal motivation to stay in action. Who's ready to do that? And so I talk about all of those stories in more detail in my book, Faith.Focus.Action, The Journey to Becoming Who You Are. And all of you today will be getting an electronic copy of it via card. I don't have it on me. But the card allows you to download either the PDF or the Kindle version. So you can download it, read it, and what I love about the book is that it talks about my story, my journey, and how I applied those 3 principles, but it allows you to look within. So there's journaling exercises at the end of each chapter. So I encourage you to do the work. You know, if you guys have ever seen a Young Van Zandt show at the beginning, she said she had to do the work, and now she's helping other people do the work. That's my mission in life, is to help other women do the work. Like, you have to do it for yourself. And so you guys get a copy of the book. I'm excited about it. And I think that Patrice is going to raffle off an autographed copy of the book along with a t-shirt that says Faith.Focus.Action, so you can remind yourself that you have to have faith and be focused and take action. You guys know I said and, because it's not an either or. You ever meet somebody that they have faith, but they're not in action? Or they're in action, but they don't believe. Like, you need all 3 components, right? And so the last thing I want to share with you all is a new initiative I'm putting together for 2014. Because what I believe and what my heart's desire is to have women come together like this, in atmospheres like this, to support each other, to collaborate, to help each other, like, get to the next level. It's all about collaboration, right? And that's what Patrice is, showing with these types of events here. So I'm creating something called the 21st Century Woman. So what's the 21st Century Woman, right? That's the dynamic woman that has it going on in all areas of her life. What are those areas? Number 1 is spiritual. Okay. Number 2 is health and wellness. Okay. Number 2 is her career or her business. Number 4 is socially conscious, like being concerned about the world around her. And then number 5 is her family. And then number 6, the last one, is herself, being the fashionista that loves to look good. Like, we want to work hard, we want to look good doing it, right? And we got to be stylish along the way. And so I'm putting together the 21st Century Women, and it's going to be like a collaboration of all women to come together in a community to get support in those various areas of your life, and to support each other, encourage each other, but more importantly, to grow. To grow to the highest level that you possibly can, because what I realize is that there's always another level. So let me ask you guys this. Are you guys open to the 21st century woman?
Yes.
How many of you are 21st century women?
I don't know it.
Woo! It's like thinking in all areas. This community is going to be a way for you all to stay connected. So how do you get connected? Number one is that you can text 21st Century Woman to 55469. That way you can stay connected to all the text messages that I send out. You can be the first to know about new information about how you can join the community. This is going to be a community of women that's on the same page, that's on this journey to becoming all that she is. So I look forward to partnering with you guys in 2014. I look forward to continuing to support Patrice and all the wonderful things that she's doing. And ladies, let's make a commitment to ourselves to take our business, to take our life to the next level in 2014, because when you do that, lives are going to be changed because of your example and your commitment to being all that God has called you to be. So I thank you guys for your attention. It was a pleasure to speak with you all, and I look forward to getting to know you guys as we network the rest of the evening. God bless you.